Ever feel like your brain is in a hamster wheel of stress and spinning so fast that you can't catch a single good idea? And let's hit the brakes and discover how to actually quiet your mind to unleash your creativity. Hey, I'm Veronica de Polo, and with more than 15 years being a marketing strategist, are you ready for actionable bite-sized episodes about business advice on marketing, branding, and messaging to take your business to the next level? If you're a service business owner, we'll show you how to attract qualified leads on social media and beyond. We'll reveal the art of showcasing your brand effectively and will uncover the best strategies to hook your audience so they keep coming for more. Say goodbye to outdated marketing strategies and embrace the power of change. Welcome to the Branding Momentum Podcast. So overworking and constantly focusing on your business can actually, oppress that creativity that you may have, that you may want to do every single day. And I know that the more information that we have in our brain, it's harder to get that ray of sunshine or creativity that we're craving when for example, we're creating content. And I totally get it. We all want, to crush our goals and stay ahead of the game. But sometimes that, relentless focus backfires sometimes. And the consequence is that when your brain is always on, you don't give your brain that rest that it needs to actually regenerate and refresh and have those innovative ideas. You end up burning out, and your content starts to actually feel old and the same, and you're like, I don't feel this is the right thing, and you feel frustrated. So I totally get that. But sure, you probably tried powering through, or maybe you're drinking loads of coffee, or maybe you're in your fifth cup of coffee trying to spark that creativity. But let's be real. That's like trying to squeeze water from a stone. And it won't work. It won't work. Anything that you may have tried that that you're considering to use some caffeine, maybe it hasn't worked. So that's why we're here. And I want you to think about the last time you had a great idea. And maybe you were hunched over your laptop, or you were you went on a walk, or maybe you even were in a shower and you had a great idea for something that you were doing. Now, the secret sauce actually to get creativity isn't found in another late night working session. It's not actually giving your brain the space and the breathing time it needs to recuperate and get new, fresh ideas. Sometimes I'm like, I see so many things that are happening within my day that I like scroll, and things like I'm watching TV that I know that is useless information in my brain, but sometimes those useless information in your brain can actually spark some creativity at some point. But let's talk about the benefits of quieting your mind. So when you open the door to new ideas and perspectives, you'll find yourself actually more inspired and able to actually develop engaging content and maybe create marketing strategies that need less effort. So let me give you a few examples of the kind of things and people that we know in this world that have, come up with different ways to get creativity, like Steve Jobs. Remember? The Apple Man? Yes. Well, he was actually very famous into walking in meetings. So he would have a meeting and he would be walking because it made him feel that there would be much better ideas. And he was also very much, when he had meetings, he would be actually walking in nature. So I want you to actually consider to maybe take 10-minute walk and go to nature if you have nature near you, or even around the block where you live. Doesn't matter where. Just get off your computer, stop working, and just go around it and just explore as if you are a new person that is seeing things for the very, very first time. Because studies have showed that nature actually reduces the stress and promotes, that out of the box thinking that we're always talking about, but you will actually help it by doing that. Now, for example, Bill Gates, it's an avid reader, and what he does is actually he reads science fiction. He reads science fiction so that he's outside of his own world and he's looking for different things to get perspective. So maybe in your case, you can grab a good novel. If you're not into science fiction, maybe you're into murder. Who knows? Crime junkies or anything like that. But maybe look for things that actually inspire you and take you where you are in your brain to something completely different. And maybe that can, give you a little bit more creativity when sitting down to work on something. Now, the other thing that I would like to mention is, for example, people like Oprah. If you know Oprah, she's very famous in the USA. And she actually, what she does is that she uses yoga to meditate. I know a lot of people that are into yoga and they do end up learning how to quiet their mind so that they can feel a little bit, that mental clutter goes away. So if you are into yoga, try and take advantage of that. If not, maybe just sit down for 10 minutes, close your eyes, breathe, and try not to think about nothing related to work. Think about other stuff that are not obviously stressful. And maybe that can actually bring out something new. Now, another thing that you can actually do is take a hobby. For example, Einstein loved to play the violin to actually unwind. So maybe finding that hobby that you may love, even cooking. I know cooking or cleaning the dishes. I know so many people said, well, when I clean the dishes, it gives me, I don't know, I feel less stress. Or if I'm cooking, I'm focused on the cooking. And it doesn't mean you can have maybe a TV on, maybe put something that you love to, or a great podcast that you're listening to. That can also reignite some of that creativity that you may want to find. And just go with it. Just test it. Just look for things. Because why? Because everything that we do when we're creating content, everything that we're creating, we are doing it because we're using our brain. So in order to get that creativity into our business for our content creation, maybe we want to write an article and we're not that inspired. We want to create a blog, a presentation, anything that we're doing. We need to step out from what we're doing. We can't simply push our brains to, think, come on, do. You gotta let it breathe. So for me, in my personal case, what I actually do when I'm actually writing script or videos or even emails, I take a walk. I take a walk around my little garden. I look at things. I sometimes actually do sit down with my eyes closed and I breathe for at least 5 minutes, 2 minutes. And I try not to think about anything that is not about work. And then I sit down, I put my table great, I make sure that everything that I need is in front of me. And then I simply brain dump, and I let everything that I'm feeling come out. And I put it, maybe you're a post-it kind of person, maybe you're a person that likes to write things by hand, maybe you're the kind of person that doesn't like any of that, but find your own way to find that creativity that you need. Now, I'm going to give you a little homework in case so that you can actually find that creativity in your for your social media, for your content creation, for anything that you're doing in your business. I want you to pick one of these activities and I want you to commit to it. Yay! And I would love for you to share your experiences on social at Branding Momentum on Instagram. Okay? And let us know how you're doing. And remember, quieting your mind isn't about being lazy. It's about giving your brain the space it needs to create, that brilliance. And take a walk and read a book and listen to a podcast, meditate, take a hobby, whatever it is. Let your mind breathe and watch as your creativity will soar. Okay, I'll see you same time, same place next week. Bye-bye.